Okay, I had been talking to you guys for like 5 minutes and just realized I wasn't recording. Oh. Okay, so I look a little weird because I created a little makeshift document camera so that I can work out these math problems with you and you can see them and we can talk about them. So definitely if you have that, you want to go grab it so that we can go through this together. And it's going to be easier, turn it back around, for you to follow along looking at yours, but you'll still get to see me talk about it and work it out. So I want to remind you what you need for this Sunday is your assignments for this Sunday are the colored ELAR choice board and your 2 must-dos. And remember, you're not sending me pages and pages of every single page of a reading passage. You're making a very simple little answer document like this, so you're only having to send me one picture for both your ELAR must-dos, and I can grade them from there. The second thing you're sending is your math choice board. So I did have someone send me all the pages of their unit assessment. If you could just write the answers down, that makes it so much easier for me to grade. So if it's something with the data points, that you can take a picture, and we'll talk about which ones you just take a picture of, but definitely don't send pages and pages. It makes it really hard on your parents to send that, and all you have to do is just send these. The third thing you're sending is your colored science and social studies board. You only need one science must-do and one social studies must-do. So those can actually fit on the same paper. So some of you were worried that you couldn't log in online and do the quiz. It's activated now. So you can go in online and then you don't have to send me that quiz. It grades it for me. And you can do your reading science, and that's all I need. Some of you are worried you don't have your week 23 magazine. It's actually in your packet. I printed it for you. Okay? So, how have you guys been? I hope everybody's doing good. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, there was one more thing to send me, and just a picture of the PE music colored board. You don't have to send any pictures other than picture of the board. So we're going to start with our coordinate plane. I wanted to do this with you because we actually didn't get to finish this. So your number one, and we'll go through each question. I won't work it out completely with you, but I'm going to point you in the right direction and give you some insight on what to do. So 4 individual points. So here they are. Here are your 4 points. So let's remind ourselves let me see if I can make this bigger. There we go. I'm learning. 4 individual points are represented on this coordinate plane. So remember, a coordinate plane has the x-axis that goes across, and it also has your y-axis that goes up and down. The other thing is your origin. So that's where it starts. And anytime you're writing coordinate plane points, you will always write the x first and then the y. Remember, x comes before y in the alphabet. Also, we want to dribble across and then jump up and shoot. So this is something they will try to trick you. They'll switch the x and the y to try to throw you off. So it wants to know which ordered pair. So that's what this is. This is your ordered pair. Which ordered pair represents one of the points inside the circle and the triangle. So I need to look at that circle and triangle. So I see 2 points inside the triangle, but I only see one that's inside both. So remember, go across first. What's that x point? Then go up next. What's that next x point? Okay, I hope that's pretty obvious and easy for you. So let's look at this one. So input and output, that's going to be your x and your y. Okay, we move left to right, just like when we read. So it says Jay's teacher gave him an input number and a rule for the numerical pattern. So you're usually going to have additive rules or multiplicative, which means you were doing something from this number to this number. He wrote an output number using the rule as shown below. What statement about the pattern in Jay's table is true? So what you need to realize is that it's got to be true for all of them. If it's not true for all of them, then it's not true for any of them. So here we have some different answer choices. Remember what we talk about. Work smarter, not harder. So look at your answer choices. The pattern is additive, the pattern is multiplicative, the pattern is additive, the pattern is multiplicative. So the first thing I'm going to look at is how do I get from 123 to 369? So I'm going to start with additive because it's easier. I am going to subtract 369 and I'm going to subtract 123. So that gets me 6 and 4 and 2. So now I'm going to look and see, does that match up? The pattern is additive because the input plus 264, oh, that's a good one. Let me move this so you can see. I need more room. There we go. Equals the output. So that is true. But remember, it has to be true for all of them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next one, 198, and I'm going to add what? Plus 246. If that gives me 444, I'm on the right track. So I'm going to add 246 to them, because when you move from left to right, you're adding. So 14, carry my 1, 13, and 1 more is 14. It's looking good. 1, 1, 4. So this is still staying true. It's still additive. I'm pretty sure that it's going to work for all of them, but should I guess? Nope, I should work it out. So 211 plus 246 gets me 7 and 5 and 4. That does check out. So far, 3 check out of 3. I can probably X out these multiplicative answer choices because it doesn't look like it's multiplying. It's look like it's adding every time. So let's try our last one if it's correct. Okay, but look here, I can probably already assume that this is the right answer because if I add 75 to these, I'm not getting those outputs every time I'm adding 246, but I'm going to check it anyway. So 246 plus 246, because look, there it gets 12 and 9 and 4. So I just proved that F is my right answer. And I know we worked those out, that worked out completely together, but we did not have a lot of time with this. So I really wanted to work out one completely with you. Let's look at number 3. Manny and Danny are both saving money. The graph below shows the amount of money they've saved. So I'm going to look. Remember, anytime we have any type of chart, we look at our chart the whole time before we ever look at our answer choices. So here I have money Danny saved on my x-axis, and then money Manny saved on my y. So this is Manny, this is Danny. Which statement about the graph is not true? Okay, that means 3 of these are going to be true, and I can prove them with my graph, and 1's not going to be true. So let's look. A graph represents an additive pattern. That means they're adding something every time because the points lie in a straight line and do not pass through the origin. They don't pass through the origin. So that part is true. They lie in a straight line. And let's look at the other ones. So the graph represents an additive pattern because the points lie in a straight line, so that's the same. You always want to look at what they have different and can be represented y equals x plus 10. So let's look. If I add 10 to Danny's, yes, I get 20. 10, 10. Okay, it's looking like it could be true, which means it's not my answer. The graph does not represent a multiplicative pattern because the points lie in a straight line and do not pass through origin 0, 0. And then the graph represents a multiplicative pattern because you're multiplying times 10. So I know I can mark these out because 10 times 10 is not 20. See how that works? That multiplicative pattern means times. Remember, anytime a number is right next to a letter, a grouping symbol, it means multiplication. And it even told me. So I know that one's not true, for sure. Uh-oh. Well, what does that mean? If that one's not true, that is our answer. Okay? It is our answer. If you're getting the hang of this, I promise I'm not working out everyone with you. I just want to get you all. And if you've already done this, check it with mine. So here it says, which coordinate plane shows the x-axis, the y-axis, and the origin labeled correctly? So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your math notebook. Find, remember Miss Posada glued it down. X-axis, y-axis. I just showed you on the very first problem how to label it correctly. I want you to check and find. And remember, I told you they always like to switch them and make it just a little bit more difficult. But you can do this one on your own. I know it. Okay, so here we go to number 5. The list below shows ordered pairs for points on a coordinate plane. So remember, anytime they give you charts, they give you data, we're checking them. We're proving them right or wrong. So I'm going to look at A. I'm going to go one at a time. Is A 5, 6? So I can go across. Yes, it's 5, 6. And I put a little check. Is B 5, 8? And the minute it's not right, that's not my answer choice. So B is at 5, 8. Check. C, there's 0, 0, your origin. D, oh, this is looking like it's checking out. E, 1, 6. 1, 6. Oh my goodness. Did we get it on the first try? It looks like we did. We sure did. Number 6. So it shows a parallelogram. It's just naming it. A, B, C, D. Which of the following best describes the process for graphing the coordinate point for C? So I'm looking for C. I guarantee some of these are going to have the other points on it. They love to trick you like that. So what I want you to do is work it out first. If I'm plotting C, I'm going to go across my x-axis first to what number? You see it. And then I'm going to go up my y-axis to what number? Okay, find the one that matches yours. Begin at the origin is an excellent choice. So right here, I can already mark out a silly answer because do we begin at the y-axis? No, we do not. Okay, we can already mark out F because we always begin at our origin. Okay, I want you to look at those two and see which one is the correct answer. Okay, number 7. We're like halfway through. You guys are doing good. The coordinate plane below shows some graphed ordered pairs. So remember, completely break down. So here I see 5, 2. Just remember, go across, then up. Here I see 3, 3. And here I see 1, 5. X always comes first. Your ordered pair is always X and Y. So now I'm going to find the one that matches mine. Remember, trust your math first. So is mine, do I have a coordinate pair that's 5, 1? Look, tricky, tricky. I have a 5, 2, and I have a 1, 5. There's no surprise why they put 5, 1. They're hoping you get your origins wrong. So I can automatically mark it out. Okay, I want you to check each one of these. You're going to check them to match yours. Oh, we missed one. Here is, look at this tricky. Is this X 0? No, it's 7. The Y is 0. See how they did that? It was right, every single one until the last one. You've got to check every single one. Remember, they love to do this. They want you to go, oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay, don't be tricked. Don't be tricked by not checking till the very end. So I'm going to let you do the rest of that one on your own. Looking at number 8, a pack of gum cost $1.25. The graph below shows the pattern 1 and 25/100 right next to X. We know that means multiplying 1/25 times whatever the X number is. Okay? Whatever the X number is, I'm multiplying it times 129. So here I'm gonna look, is 1 times 125, 225? I'm pretty sure that's just adding 1. That's additive. You gotta look, what's anything times 1? Anything times 1 stays itself. Okay? Check these two. Check them because it has to be the same for every one. So you're just doing 125 times 1 because we know it's 1. I can already see my answer choice. I hope you can too. Okay, which input-output table and graph represents the pattern x plus 2 and 5/10? So anything times x. So if I add 2 and 5/10 to x, I get 0? No, that's silly. If I add 2 and 5/10 to 0, do I get only 2? No, anything times 0 stays itself. Okay, you're gonna check these. Oh goodness, I can already see the answer. I hope you can too. It's just following the rule. Oh, goodness gracious. My little mount fell. Let me fix it. Sorry. It's what happens when you make your own products. Trying my best. Okay. All right, let's get back on track. We're on number 10. Danielle's dog is 2 and 5/10 years older than Angie's dog. So times. No, it's plus. It's 2 years older. Look, I read that too fast. I had to go back. So every time they're adding 2 and 5/10. Every time. Just like I said, they've already done the work. All you're doing is checking 1 point at a time. So am I at 1? No. And 3/5? No. Okay, these are tricky because you're gonna have to look really close. So you're gonna look at 1, here's 1. Is that 2 and 5/10? It does not look like 2 and 5/10. Okay, 1, you're gonna look for 2 and 5/10. And then there, let me make sure I got that right. Table below shows the ages over several years. Oh, look guys, look, classic mistake. I did not finish reading this. Which graph could be used to find the age of Daniel's dog when Angie's dog is 9? So 9 plus 2 and 5/10. 5, 11. So I'm looking for a point that's 9, 11 and 5/10, right? Yes. So that's what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna look for 9 and 11 and 5/10. That's still wrong. It still goes up too high. I'm gonna look here, 9. It goes all the way up to 20. Oh, no, it doesn't. Hold on. 9. Ooh, that could be it. That might be it. I'm gonna write a question mark. It might be it. I'm gonna look here, 9. You're gonna match this across. You're really gonna have to look. And then same thing for the last one. I'm gonna go to 9. And okay, I can see this one is not correct. So I would really check G and H and see which one matches 9 and 11 and 5/10. Remember, it'd be right in between 11 and 12. All right, number 11. Which statement describes the coordinate points of point S on the coordinate plane? So same thing, I'm working it out myself. So I see 2 and 5/10, and I see 1 and 5/10. That's what I see with my X and my Y. Now I'm gonna check. The Y coordinate of point S is 2 and 5/10. Well, no, it's not. It's 1 and 5/10. Wrong. The X coordinate is 2 and 5/10. That's correct. Showing the movement parallel to starting at the origin. Okay, I want you to check each one of these. Guess what? Unless you're absolutely sure, you better not be picking. Unless you check every point of these T, you should not be picking not here. That's a trick. Like I would say maybe 3 times the whole time I've been teaching, the answer has been not here, and we checked and checked. So I want you to check the differences between these two because it's going to be the wording. It's going to be how they move across the graph. You always want to move along your parallel to your x-axis, then up to your y. Always x before y. Okay, so this was one people had questions about. what they send me. So this one you can send me the page. So it says a tire shop replaces all 4 tires on each car that's serviced. The table below shows the y equals 4x. So we know it's multiplicative. It's multiplying this number times this number. X times y. It's multiplying by what? By 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So they've already done all the work for you. List all the ordered pairs. Well, this should be simple. Remember, ordered pairs are 0, 0. They're your X and then your Y. So all you're going to do is for each one of those, just list your ordered pair. This number and this number. This is always first, then you have a comma, and then this is always second. Okay? Part B, they want you to graph the pattern 4x using the ordered pair. So once you write your ordered pairs, you're going to graph 0, 0. Then next I have 1, 4. Okay? So you're going to graph all those points. This one you can send me a picture to. Okay? 13, graph and label point K 3.5 by 4 and point G 6 and 5.5. So I'm going to start with K 3.5. So I'd be right here across first. Then I'll go up. K. Then you're going to do the same thing for G. I don't want to do it because you need practice. And then explain the process for graphing point K. Well, your process is going to be exactly what you did. I started at the origin. I moved to, just tell me exactly what you did to get to that. A simple sentence. Very simple. And here's your very last problem, and I hope you've kept up with me. If you didn't, this great thing is this is a video. You can pause it. You can go back. If you got stuck on one, go back. Look at it. So rule y equals x plus 3.5. That's the pattern. So they want you to complete the table. So you would send me 3 pictures if you want. So x plus 3.5. You could also draw it. I don't mind. Whatever's easiest. So I'm going to start and do 0 plus 3.5. Well, anything plus 0 stays itself. 1 plus 3.5. Well, that's 4.5. Okay, you're going to finish this table, and just like we did on the last one, you're going to graph those points. So the first point I have is 0 and 3.5. So start at the origin, 0, I don't go anywhere, and then 3.5. Here's 3, and then you're going to go just a little smidgen up. Okay, x is 0. Okay, look at the next one, 1 and 4.5. So here's 4. It will be right in the half. If it helps you to write these numbers, I don't mind if you want to write these numbers in here. That keeps happening. I need better equipment. I'm gonna have to order one off Amazon, especially if we're gonna be doing this another month. If it helps you to fill in the blanks, fill in the blanks. That's perfectly fine. So that is your, try to fix this. That is your whole unit assessment on math. That is one of your must-dos. Your other must-do is your Think Up Math. I think it's like, oh, I am having technical issues today. I'm about to get rid of this thing. It's not working very well. Okay. I'm not going to redo it because I did on a bunch of questions. If you have any questions, put questions in the comment. If I haven't talked to you or your parents yesterday or this week, I'll be contacting you today just to ask if you need any help, if you want to do anything. I also thought it might be fun to do maybe next week a Zoom. So some of the other grade levels are doing Zoom where we can all talk to each other. And that just be fun just for us. It wouldn't necessarily probably be a lesson because it's hard to hear everybody or to talk through things. We might use it to just say hi and see everybody. We might also use it to go over our choice boards. So if you have any questions, other than what, Miss Trink, why do you stink at technology? Y'all know this. Let me know in the comments, or you can have your parents message me. Whenever you start finishing your work, turn it in to me. And that way I can get started grading. I'm helping all my 3 kids with all their work. And keeping up with my work. So it'd be easy if I could grade them a little bit at a time. And please, please do use these answer sheets, because this will make my grading so much simpler if you're sending me that work on answer sheets, because then I can check, check, check. I can send your parents back your grades, and it just makes it really simple instead of pages and pages of me having to scroll through and look at each answer choice. So please let me know if you need anything, and I'll see if I can set us up a Zoom meeting so that we can all see each other's faces, because that'll be fun. And let me know how your work's going. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.